Hi, this is Lucy, and this will be my second video log, so vlog, and it's concerning my final State of Being brief and music video. In this vlog, I will address the more technical concerns that have risen since my last video. Since I last recorded myself, I started filming, and I've filmed things like people, places, interiors, exteriors, and then I began to project them onto walls, onto people. So you've got people within people, interiors projected onto people, exteriors projected onto people, and then interiors within exteriors and exteriors within interiors. So you're getting this strange kind of interaction of elements. And this, yeah, it's very much influenced by like Abarello Morel, the photographer who does, who projects the outside onto insides of buildings. So it's very interesting and kind of quite a classic kind of idea, like pinhole photography. The problems I've really been encountering have been to do with quality of image. Ones like the portraits and the people that I've been filming have been very high quality. I've had complete control over the lighting, and I've had a very kind of stable tripod, or like in this instance it's handheld, but it's incredibly stable because there's no movement within it. And then I just changed the lighting. So I'll just play that back to you. So yeah, that's just a little example of it. And you've got the moving shadow, which is me just playing with the lamp next to it to kind of change the lighting conditions. In contrast, the ones I took of the exteriors, I took while driving in a car, or I took while riding a bike, stuff like that. The problems with it is, because it's filmed at night, I had to kind of up the ISO, so there's a lot more kind of digital noise and digital distortion, stuff like that. So it's not quite as clean, as crisp, and it's a much more kind of depth of field. So you're getting kind of two very contrasting styles of filming, which may be difficult to deal with when it comes to editing. So yeah, this is just a snippet of some of the stuff I took, of me waiting at the traffic lights, and then here's me moving again. So you're getting quite a lot of shutters, and a bit of jolting, stuff like that, which is a huge contrast to what you have with the person in the portrait. Although different, I'm reasonably happy with the qualities of them. I think that there are lots of examples where you can use lots of different kind of style footage or different quality footages and put it together and make it look really interesting. Things like Lana Del Rey's music videos uses them a lot, especially the ones that she's done herself. It's got kind of really high-end kind of photography, and then it's got the really low-end kind of vintage, old school kind of style thing, and that'll also be my workbook. It's also seen people like Bastiles and even the Smashing Pumpkins, which I showed last time. I think it's just going to come down to when I edit the footage, it's going to ensure that between each scene there's kind of elements that kind of reoccur as it cuts to the next scene. So you're talking about similar lighting, a similar tone, movement, direction, keeping all of those kind of things similar so that when I edit it, it produces a work that is cohesive even though they're slightly different. I had also some problems with projecting the image. So I pretty much just used a general projector. Stuff like this looked really good up close, and so you're getting really interesting kind of texture again. But I had a lot of problem with interlacing, especially with things like projecting faces onto walls and stuff where I wanted it to be crisp and quite almost as though being overlaid in Photoshop. I looked up a whole lot of information on that, and a lot of the blogs that I found said that to prevent interlacing when filming like television or filming projections or stuff like that, the best thing to do is film in a high frame rate. So I filmed it at 50 frames per second. However, the difference between 50 and 24, which I was doing before, was virtually non-existent. I still had a lot of interlacing, that kind of thing. So I was, yeah, very disappointed with that. Because I dropped it down to 50 frames per second. I mean, since I increased it to 50 frames per second, I had to drop the video quality down to 720p instead of 1080. So there's a bit of a difference also in the sizing of the image. So the final video I make will have to be 720, which is still high definition, so it's still acceptable. So that's pretty much what I've done so far. And yeah, the footage will be coming together for the next time that I make a recording.